Hello everyone and welcome back to this brand new video. For today we're going to be playing one of my historic homebrews, Curious Niv. Now what is Curious Niv? Let's jump right into it. So Curiosity says, basically Curiosity is an enchantment that says whenever enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent you may draw a card. And let's read the Mizzet promo together. Whenever you draw a card, he deals 1 damage to any target. And like there's the part whenever someone casts an instant or sorcery you draw a card, but forget about that for now. So whenever we draw, he deals 1 damage, and this says whenever you deal damage, draw a card. So if you did not notice by now, this is an infinite combo because you play Curiosity on Niv Mizzet, and then you draw a card. After you draw a card, he deals 1 damage, he deals damage, and then you draw a card, and then that loop continues up until you kill your opponent. Hopefully, if you have 20 cards in your deck, it should be enough for you to win. So how do we get into this spot? We play control, and obviously I do want to play control. I love playing control, so might as well do that. I never got to play Jeskai Control back when it was meta and standard, and that's maybe my way of playing it. So how does the deck basically function? Again, it's a control deck, so you need to expect some removal. A counter spell in Thassa's Intervention that also doubles as a way to dig for the combo, because if opponent doesn't do anything, we can just Thassa's Intervention, dig for like the top 5 cards, find a Niv, find a Curiosity, put them both into our hand and win that way. Deafening Clarion is here because we need to, obviously board wipe if we need to survive the game long enough. Teferi is here to protect our combo pieces because these can be interacted with. And the cool thing with Teferi is that he can also start the loop, meaning if that we have a Niv Mizzet enchanted with Curiosity and we're trying to trigger him somehow without combat or without attacking, we give -3 Teferi, bounce something, or we don't even have to bounce anything, draw a card. And then because we drew a card, Niv Mizzet deals 1 damage, Curiosity then draws us a card and the whole loop starts. Mystical Dispute is obviously here because we need to stop these annoying Growth Spiral decks or any other blue spell that you need to take care of. Narset would be something you need to take care of as well. Shatter the Sky is just another form of board wipe that we need. Deafening Clarion and Niv Mizzet also pair pretty well because giving Niv Mizzet lifelink, attacking for 5, and also just pinging a bunch of times after drawing cards is good enough for you to stabilize. Chemist's Insight is yet another way for us to start this whole Niv Mizzet Curiosity loop. Teferi Master of Time is both a way to start the loop and a pretty good way to dig for our combo because looting every single turn is quite efficient as a combo deck. Elspeth Conquers Death is our hit all removal. Teferi is just an insane card, and I love to play Teferi in a deck where I get the chance to do that. And Shark Typhoon is a card that helps us deal with like opposing Teferis, annoying threats. And it's also a way for us to trigger the loop because we can just cycle Shark Typhoon for 2 and then start the whole Curiosity Niv Mizzet loop. Now that's pretty much it for the deck. The mana base is pretty simple. You can check it right here and I will leave it in the description down below, so no need to worry about that. Now before we jump into our games, I would like to please ask you to subscribe because it helps the channel a lot. If you want to help the channel beyond that point, you can check out the Patreon link in the description down below. And with that, I'll see you guys in the games. Going into our first game of Curious Niv, we have Niv in our hand and we kind of don't have a red source or any red sources, but we have Chemist's Insight, we have Dispute. I might get punished for doing this, but I am going to keep. Alright, let's just play our Hallowed Fountain. Mystical Dispute usually hits a lot of things. Let's hope that this is the matchup where it can hit some things. Yeah, this does not seem like the matchup where Mystical Dispute is gonna hit anything. But now we draw our red source and we can just strike any annoying goblin that's gonna come our way. Especially Conspicuous Snoop. That's not Conspicuous Snoop, so I guess we let it resolve. Sure, you can get your treasure. Yeah, never mind. I thought this is. I'm just so used to opponent playing turn 2 Conspicuous Snoop that I start looking at the top of their deck. Never mind. Alright, sure, we can take 1. It's fine. And now we have our Mystical Dispute for any annoying goblin that's gonna come our way next turn. So let's see what happens. Opponent, do you play Conspicuous Snoop? Do you play Goblin Lord? Do you play Kranko? Kranko would be interesting because countering Kranko would feel very, very good to say the least. Go for Kranko, opponent. Please go for Kranko. I can just counter this, honestly. I mean, I could just remove this, but I don't think we're gonna get a lot of chances to dispute things, so like might as well dispute. Opponent, would you sacrifice all of your board for it? Wait, what happened? Yeah, never mind. I thought he was going to sacrifice just to have that resolve, but I don't think it's worth it in my opinion. Okay. So now we have the combo. We just need to get 2 more red sources to just set up Niv Mizzet, which is easier said than done, but like whatever. So sure, Goblin Warchief can resolve. before he goes into combat, I'm gonna stop this whole Goblin War Chief thing using Justice Strike, or do I just stop Conspicuous Snoop? Probably Conspicuous Snoop is the thing to stop. And let's just kill off that. Sorry opponent, actually I'm not sorry, I really don't mind this happening. Sure, so we know there's a Chain Whirler coming our way next turn, so I guess the best thing to do is to play our Teferi and then bounce this Goblin War Chief, just because I don't think opponent will sacrifice his War Chief to Skirk Prospector. So I'm gonna try to draw a card off of that. Opponent, do you want to lose your War Chief? Obviously it does not. And now we have our last land for Niv Mizzet, so the combo can be online the turn after this one. So next turn we can play our land, play Niv Mizzet, block some things, and then Curiosity the turn after. That's quite annoying to say the least. Please don't die. I guess we're dead, aren't we? Yeah, we'll just try this game in a different... We'll try this combo in a different game. Going into our second game of Curious Niv, let's hope we actually get to pull off the combo this time and not just die to like some goblins. I'm gonna lead off with Steam Vents, although it doesn't really matter. Let's just pass and see what our opponent has in mind, or what our opponent is playing. So thankfully no mono red, so I will most likely be able to pull off all of this, except if like opponent is playing a lot of removal. So let's hope he's not. If he plays Growth Spiral or something like that, we can dispute that, and then next turn untap. He doesn't do anything, so I guess I'm gonna shock in the Sacred Foundry. We now have perfect Jeskai mana, always something that you want. And we have dispute to deal with anything that's problematic. Alright, so what's the play opponent? What's the play? Jade Light Ranger, it will not resolve. Because I want to keep the field as empty as possible, just so we can resolve our Teferi Master of Time and start to take up and do some things. So let's just plus draw this card. Guess we pitch the passage, because I would have passage search for a red source for Niv Mizzet, but since like we drew that red source, I don't need the passage anymore. So let's just see what happens. Dryad is fine, I guess. Yeah, let's just plus draw this card once more. I guess we don't need the mountain if we got our Sulfur Falls, so I'm gonna pitch that. Now we have triple red, so like everything is fine, life is fine, life is beautiful. Opponent's playing Jund, which is weird. Please don't play another land. Alright, sure. Opponent is playing all of the lands. Opponent is doing everything. We have Curiosity now, so we're just looking for our other combo piece, which is Niv Mizzet. Alright, I mean, sure. Scorching Dragonfire is not doing anything, so we can lose that. Let's just play our Sulfur Falls and just pass. If opponent tries to attack our Teferi, we can cycle Shark Typhoon for 3. Protected, have it not die, and then just protect our Teferi as well, so that's something good. Now I might just wait another turn before playing Niv Mizzet and the whole combo, just because I want to make sure that it resolves and it's protected. Opponent is definitely playing Jund Explore, I guess. No, not sure what your payoff for playing Jund is, but I'm sure you have it figured out, opponent. So we're gonna Shark Typhoon for 3, and then we're gonna try to go into blockers and see what our opponent does. So what's the plan, opponent? What is the plan indeed? Aspeth Conquers Death is good, especially in the case where I don't do anything. And I mean I don't do anything just to wait for like the turn after this one, because like it's not good to play Niv Mizzet and not have a sure plan of what you want to do. We're gonna plus draw this card. Now the question is, I guess we pitch this Hallowed Fountain because this enters untapped, so it's like a bit better. And now we have Aspeth Conquers Death, deal with this Kolos. We just need one more turn and then we're good. So putting this off against a Field of the Dead deck feels even better, because like screw Field of the Dead decks. Alright, so we're gonna play our Aspeth Conquers Death. We're gonna get rid of this Kolos, and then all we need to do is just protect the Fairy for one more turn, and that should be enough to just pull off this combo. So we're gonna draw this card even though it doesn't really matter. We have everything we need. We have our Niv Mizzet, we have our Curiosity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we're gonna pitch the Fairy to make sure that we have the combo. We're gonna play our land and we're gonna pass. Now opponent might think that I pitched the Teferi so we get to get it back with Aspeth Conquers Death, but that's not it, opponent. That's really not it. So next turn we can play Niv Mizzet and just wish that the whole combo works, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. We have red, 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 we have blue, blue, blue. We just need to play Glacial Fortress, Niv Mizzet, Curiosity, and that's enough to win the game. Unless like opponent out of nowhere just plays a hand disruption spell. Knowing my luck, opponent would probably do that. And knowing my luck even more, he would probably top deck 2. How is that possible? Don't ask me, just my luck. Alright, so we're gonna block the token just to like limit the amount of tokens he has access to. We're gonna plus the Fairy, draw this card. Teferi. Block, I mean, discard Scorching Dragonfire. We don't need 1-for-1 removal now. Okay, so opponent, can you please tap out for escape shift? Do something just so I feel very comfortable in pulling off my combo. Jade Light Ranger is fine. Please go for another, like, please tap out, opponent. Please, for the love of everything, tap out. Let me feel very comfortable. Just don't use this island. Actually, he's not tapped for anything. Never mind, he has the Dryad. Alright, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a counter spell, and I'm not gonna play around. Actually, yeah, I don't think. The only thing he can counter is Curiosity because Niv Mizzet cannot be countered. So let's just play our Niv Mizzet. Alright, opponent is thinking, does he actually have the counter spell? He has Blast Zone, which deals with our Curiosity. That's weird. Alright, so maybe we wait a bit before we actually go with the Niv Mizzet plan. He's actually thinking. Really hope he taps out for something. He actually tapped out. Alright. If he didn't tap out, he could have just used Blast Zone to kill off our Curiosity. But too late, opponent. Time for you to learn how Curiosity and Mizzet works. Alright, so we're gonna pitch, we're gonna deal 1 damage, and now we're gonna draw, which is gonna, obviously I wanna draw. And the combo is enough to win the game. So guys, I wanted to thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this content, please do consider subscribing because it helps the channel a lot. And also, you need to subscribe because Niv Mizzet is curious on why you're not actually subscribing. So do tell him the answers, do subscribe. With that, before signing off, I wanted to thank my patrons because they are the ones making my content possible. And a special shout out to I am Mark Mac, and I'll see you guys next time.